I'm next going to show the mattress stitch. For this we need to just look a little bit at the structure of the knitting. If I put my hand here, you can see there is a structure here where each stitch points upwards, and then if I move over half a stitch, it looks different. It's where the stitch is pointing down. So you have these little pieces here and here pointing down. If I move over half a stitch, they point up. Between every one of these structures there are ladders. As you can see, the yarn just comes straight across. So if I look at that one, between that, so in this structure here, there's ladders on that side and there's ladders on that side, and if I'm looking at this structure, there's a ladder on this side and a ladder on that side. Now when we're going to knit together, we're going to have to knit on the left side and the right side of the join two structures that are the same. So if they're pointing up like this, the other side of the knitting that I'm joining to will also have to point up like this. If I don't do that and take half of it, or take this one, you'll get a mismatch. You'll have an odd one out on the middle between the two stitches. Now here is the actual join. As you can see, right here is where I'm joining them, and on the left of this they're pointing up, and on the right of the join again they're pointing up in the same direction, so that when I pull them together they match. There's not an odd one out in the middle here. So when you come down here, you see that they'll just be pulled together and form a nice looking join. Now I'm going to continue joining this. I'm on the opposite side here, so I have to go over to this side, and if I open it up you can see the ladders, and I came out of there, so I just pick up the next ladder and pull it through, and on the opposite side I open it up and you can see where this one came out, and I pick up the next ladder, pull it through, come over onto this side, and you can see that where I came out was right there, and I pick up the next ladder, etc., etc., all the way down. I can also do it two at a time. Well, let's tighten this up. You see, you just pull, and it tightens up, and can't even tell there's a seam there. Now let's open it up just a little bit so I can see where everything's coming from, and I'm going to go to two at a time. So the last stitch came in there. I'll just open it up a little bit so I can see where I'm going, and I go through where it came out, pick up one and pick up two. Came out there, there's one, and there's two. Pull it through. Now I go to the opposite side. Again, it came out here, so I'm going under that one and the next one, two at a time. Okay, and then to the opposite side, it came out here, so I go through there, and then I pick up the next one and the one after that. There's two, and back and forth over to this side, and there it came out right there. Pick up this one and the next one, flip over the other side. It always helps to open these things up just a little bit to see exactly where you are, and go through there where it came out, and then pick up the next two ladders and back over the other side, find where it is. There it is right there, and then pick up the next two ladders in there, and then just pull it tight, and again a perfect join. I think the single stitch at a time gives a better join, because when you do a double at a time it opens up a lot more, so I would prefer to do just the single stitch at a time, although I know a lot of people do the double stitch at a time. If you're going to have anything that stretches though, it will come apart a lot easier than the single stitch. This is all single stitch along here, and this was the double stitch down here. As you can see, it's not quite as tight.